Welcome to our SmartBoard workshop. I'm going to go over some very basics of like setting up the SmartBoard and going over some classroom things, and then Rachel, our future educator, is going to kind of show you guys a demo of like what you could use specifically as a teacher in a classroom. So first, one of the things I'll show you is one of the most important things is aligning the SmartBoard. Obviously, you can do this in Mac or Windows. We're using the Mac side of things. So, I'll do this right here. Oh. Okay, so you'll go to the System Preferences. You'll click on the SmartBoard utility down here and click Configure. And then you'll click here where it says Orient or Alignment. And then on the actual SmartBoard, you push the center of each of these so that it can track your movements of the fingers or the pens or whatever it is that you're using on the SmartBoard. So that's kind of the first step, and you don't need to do that every time you use a SmartBoard, just like occasionally, kind of as like a maintenance type of thing, or if you just notice that it's not tracking your movements quite right, you can go in and set that up. Another thing you can do is you can choose a theme for your notebook. Since it's Halloween's coming up, we just kind of use this Halloween theme. There are lots of other ones that you can use, different holidays, seasons, things like that. You can also just choose a plain background or kind of decorate your background how you would like it to be. And how you would do this, you would go into this gallery toolbar, and these are where all of your gallery tools are. So this button's called the Gallery Essentials, and you can choose backgrounds and themes. And you could search for something specifically if you wanted Halloween, like I had up there. Go into backgrounds and themes, and here are some Halloween themes you could look for. If you just wanted it to be just a plain background, you could go to Fill. This is the Fill Effects button right here. You could choose the desired color, so any of these colors, you could change it. You could change the pattern if you wanted 2 different colors. All kinds of things. If you wanted there to be like a specific image that you found, download one from offline and paste it in here. So there's lots of things you could do to make it look how you want to look, how you want it to look and fit your theme of your lesson or whatever you're doing. Over here, this button is how you go back to the slides, how you see all the slides, like kind of how you would in PowerPoint. So if you ever want to get back to it, this is the button that you would click. If you want to view it in like a presentation mode, like you would in PowerPoint, you'd go to View, and then go to Full Screen, and it would come up like this, and then you can click over. And you can also use your finger. Everything that you can click on the computer, you can use on the SmartBoard itself. So this is kind of an example of what you would draw if you were going to write something on the SmartBoard. I'm going to go ahead and paste a blank page so I can show you some of the things that we did. If you want to just use a regular pen, you just pick it up. Don't use a dry erase pen. I think most people know that, but some people don't. So you can write something, so I'll just write digital. And then if you have some sloppy handwriting, you can highlight it and then recognize digital, and it'll change it to some text so it looks a little nicer. It also does that with shapes. So you can pick it up, make a triangle, and then highlight it, and then recognize the shape, and kind of make it look like a nicer triangle. There's also different pens you can use. These would be fun for little kids. There's smiley faces, flowers, all kinds of like fun things you could use in a classroom to get kids' attention. This is something else that's kind of fun. You can record, you can actually write on the page and then record it and play it back later. So this is kind of fun if you were teaching like a math lesson, you could record the step-by-step lesson and then play it back for them later. And we'll kind of go over how you would do this. I'll insert a blank page. So here's a blank page. You go to this fill effects button and then go to page recording, and this is the record button. And so you would start recording. Stop recording, and then later play, and it'll show exactly what you just did. So that's kind of an interesting thing that you can use. You can also do voice recording, so if you wanted to do like a step-by-step math lesson and not only record what you were writing, but also record your voice, this is something that would be useful. I don't know where the sound is. Sound that goes like this. Oh, I still think it's up loud. Okay.
You can record your voice and save a video onto your notebook.
That's better. Okay. So if you wanted to do something like this, you would need to set up a microphone. If you wanted to use one from the DLL, we have ones that can plug right into your computer. There's these big ones like this that you can use, or we have ones that just have like the little USB and you just plug it right in. You need to go to your system preferences, into the sound, and check the input and make sure that your microphone that you're using is built in. Lots of computers have them built in already anyways. And then you would go to the smart recorder from the toolbar, which is over here. This is called the smart recorder, this little icon. You could click that, click record. You could start writing and recording your voice. Click stop, and then you would need to save it. You could save it to the desktop, and then drag and drop it on right directly onto your page. So then when you went back into your notebook, into your presentation, you could just click this, and then it would come up and you could click play. Something else that's fun is you can animate different pictures. So I'll just kind of go through a step-by-step thing of how to do that. Click your gallery button, and you could put in, like we'll just put car, just as an example. Select a picture, drag and drop it over here. And then you go to this fill effects button, select the image, and then go to object animation. And then if you wanted it to like fly out, we'll just have a car drive off the screen. So that's something fun you can do, especially with little kids, and kind of grab their attention if you're doing some kind of lesson that would tie into. Some other kind of helpful tools. These are just some examples of some toolkits that come with the SmartBoard. So this is something that could come up, and it's very interactive. Interesting for a math exam. Here's another example. You click this and drag and drop. These could be like a classroom activity or something like that. This would be good for little kids, obviously. They're learning how to write. I think people are doing away with cursive, but if you're still doing that, it would be good. This is fun. So lots of fun games and activities that you can use with kids. And there's different ones that you can tailor to your age group or what lesson you're using. This is also something useful if you want to insert a file. You could click this. If you had another document that you wanted to use and you wanted to be able to pull it up really quick, you could just insert like a link into the file and it would pull up the Word document. Or if there's a web program that you were using, you could also insert a link to that. Click on it and it would just pull up the link. And I will kind of show you how to do that. If you wanted to insert that, you would just go to Insert at the top. And then if you wanted to insert a link, click here. If you want it to be a web page, you would just copy and paste the web page into here. So we'll just do Google just as an example. So now here's a Google link that you can click on. And you can do the same thing with the Word document. So go to link, page, and file on this computer. You just find one from the desktop or wherever it was and insert it the same way. So now